Awesome. So Leanne, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today and talk about your experience with SlightEdge. I know you interned with us a while ago, but you've graduated college, you're successful in starting your career. So I just kind of wanted to hear from you and what your experience was like here. So just for everybody listening, where'd you go to college? Run through with me kind of like what your major was and when you interned with us.
Perfect. I actually went to Temple University and I graduated from there um, with a degree in speech, language, and hearing. So, in simpler terms, this is speech therapy. And I also had a certificate in sign language. And I graduated May of 2019. So, it's almost been 1 year.
Awesome. Coming up on that year mark. That's exciting.
hmm
Cool. And so now that you have graduated, what are you currently doing?
So, I'm currently an account executive at a brand consulting firm located in Baltimore, Maryland.
Awesome. Okay, so you're saying brand consulting, you're saying you studied nothing related to this, right? And but I know our company, right? We work with brands, we work with sales, we work with
Mhm.
customer relations. So why did you end up choosing an internship with SlightEdge?
Funny story to keep it short. Um, as a public health major, I studied a lot of science, nothing business related. And I was coming up into my senior year of college, and I still had the feeling where I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Um, so I went online and I was really interested in maybe doing pharmaceutical sales, medical sales. And the biggest issue to get into a career with that is that you need experience. Um, and I wanted to figure out if I was even good at sales. So I applied to a ton of internships and I really didn't have luck with them. I was even applying to some that were an hour away, they were unpaid. I wasn't hearing back from them. So I found it pretty stressful, frustrating because I knew I was a good student. I knew I had a lot of potential. I reached out to my brother because he's a director of a marketing company. At the time, he was located in Chicago. So I reached out to him and he gave me some advice about how there was a really good company located near Philadelphia, which was super convenient for me because I was staying at Temple at the time. So I looked into it. I actually applied to SlightEdge, which is the company he was referring to. I went online, I did my research. I was looking up their company values, how they really value a good work ethic. They like having fun at the same time. So I thought, hey, why not? I've heard no so many times. I'm really not afraid anymore. So I just applied and I actually heard back right away. I had my interview there, and then before I knew it, I had an internship for the summer.
Oh, that's awesome.
hmm
Okay, cool. And so, through that summer internship with us, what would you say was like some of the biggest things you learned since again you were from such a different industry of your studies?
So it was great. I had, I guess, somewhat of an experience as far as I was a waitress, so I did a lot of hospitality, bartending, things like that. I knew how to communicate with people, and my degree was all about communication. I quickly learned that a lot of skills that I had already learned transferred well into sales because I'm a people person. I just like to talk to people, and that's really what sales is. It's just a transfer of your knowledge from one person to the next and learning how to talk to people. So other things I've learned is just how to develop and sharpen my communication skills. As far as public speaking, that's something that's pretty nerve-wracking to people, but really just practicing it, and I really learned that along the way. I just got better at it. My interpersonal skills, learning how to talk to people on a face-to-face level, being able to read their body language goes into that. Little things like that transferred, but I was really able to develop and sharpen them along the way.
That's awesome. And in what you're doing now, do you ever like start to do something and you're like, I'm really glad I learned that at my internship. Like I definitely got that from there.
There's basic things, but I think to keep it simple, business is really simple. There's just like a simple structure. You apply that structure to really anything in life. And once you learn sales, you really realize how sales is in everything that we do. I think the biggest thing I learned was really how to have good work habits. And I remember learning that there, and I didn't just apply it to my career now. I apply that to really everything as far as I'm interested in fitness, health. I really apply those same good work habits to things I'm doing now in everyday life.
That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
awesome. And I'm sure, right, like you were at Temple for a couple years before you interned with us, and you had friends who had internships at different like places as well. So when you went back to school for like your last year, did you notice a change in like who you are or how you approached your classes or just like how you carried yourself at all?
Yes, definitely. So, I think the biggest thing with sales is you just need to have confidence. And when I went into my last year of college, I just felt like I had more confidence. I mean, I completed a task, I knew I was good at sales. So I was like, hey, how can I apply this into my other classes? And I had to do a lot of group projects, a lot of presentations. So I was doing a lot of public speaking. But one thing I really learned was just simply how to work with other people and to get them interested in a project. So maybe I'm the go-to person for a group project. I feel like I just have a natural leadership about me. So the things I've learned from SlightEdge was just how to work with people and really how to delegate responsibilities. Not that I'm telling them to do something, but wanting them to get involved and just overall work together and have fun along the way and then getting the project done.
Awesome. Cool. And so, since you have had completed an internship, you've graduated college, you've gone into the real world, do you have any advice for people who are looking right now for a summer internship about what they should be looking for, really where their mind should be at with it?
Good question. So, I think my biggest advice is really just to get out of your comfort zone. Especially for me, I've never done sales before. So, if I was too afraid to try it, I would never know that I was really good at it. So, the biggest thing is just get out of your comfort zone, try something new. Especially if you're like me and you're still a little unsure about what you wanted to do as far as a career. The best way to find out is just try something new, and you'll gain different experiences along the way. You'll build your resume up so you could apply for other jobs. But the biggest thing is just to get experience. There's so many transferable skills I've learned at SlightEdge that I could apply to any job. It just so happens that it fits really well into the position I'm in right now. But I think that's the biggest thing. One, get out of your comfort zone. Two, just challenge yourself. Put yourself up to a challenge. Um, you might be really surprised with the outcome.
Awesome. Well, Leanne, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and sharing it with us. I think it's awesome, right? You interned here last summer and you're one of the first people I thought to reach out to, like anybody that works at SlightEdge,
Mhm.
your family forever. So thank you for taking the time with us.
Of course. No problem. Thank you, Maria.